Hey there, Bills Mafia! Welcome back to the channel, your home for everything Buffalo Bills. We've got some exclusive and exciting news coming out of Orchard Park that you're going to want to hear. Before we dive into the latest intel, let me remind you, this team is working relentlessly to improve every single day. From the front office to the final man on the depth chart, the Bills are all in, striving to bring a Super Bowl championship home to Buffalo. The pieces are coming together, and we're seeing a new level of focus, accountability, and fire from this 2025 squad. So do us a quick favor, smash that like button to show your support for the grind this team is putting in. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and join the Mafia so you never miss a beat. Now let's get into it, because it looks like the Bills are once again the top dogs in the AFC East. And it's not even close. There are no guarantees in the NFL. We all know that. But if you're asking who's most likely to repeat as division champs in 2025, the answer is loud and clear. The Buffalo Bills, the NFL media's Judy Batista, just dropped a new report ranking the vulnerability of all 8 division winners from last season. And guess who landed dead last on that list, meaning the least vulnerable to losing their division crown? Yep, your Buffalo Bills. The Bills came in at number 8, with Batista writing that it's not particularly close when it comes to how secure their hold is on the AFC East. That's high praise. And honestly, it checks out. The Bills didn't just win the division in 2024. They ran away with it by 5 games, the largest margin in the entire league. So what's behind this continued dominance? Well, let's look at the state of the competition. Let's start with the Dolphins. For a few years, Miami was considered the Bills' biggest threat, especially after the post-Brady chaos in New England. But every season since, that hype has fizzled out. And this offseason, the Dolphins were surprisingly quiet. Not a lot of impact signings, no major upgrades to push them over the hump. Then there's the Jets. They've hit the reset button again, bringing in new head coach Aaron Glenn and quarterback Justin Fields. It's a fresh start, but let's be real. They finished 8 games behind the Bills last season. It's going to take a while before they're in real contention. And the Patriots? Sure, they'll probably be better than last year's basement dwelling. Disaster. But vastly improved still doesn't mean better than Buffalo. So when you line them up, Dolphins slip in, Jets rebuilding, Patriots catching up, the Bills are not just ahead. They're miles ahead. Now, let's be honest about one thing. The 2024 Bills defense wasn't exactly legendary. Despite making the playoffs, the team ranked 17th in the NFL in total yards allowed and were dead last in that category among AFC playoff teams. In fact, only the Rams, Lions, and Bucks allowed more yards among all playoff contenders. It was clear something had to change. And boy, did GM Brandon Beane go to work. The biggest headline was the blockbuster signing of Joey Bosa, an elite pass rusher who brings attitude, disruption, and veteran leadership to the defensive front. But Beane didn't stop there. The Bills' first 5 picks in the 2025 NFL Draft were all defensive players, with 6 of 9 total picks reinforcing the defensive side. That brings us to one name Bills fans need to know, and fast: Maxwell Harston, with the 30th overall. Buffalo selected cornerback Maxwell Harston out of Kentucky. And if early reports are any indication, this kid is going to be special. According to Dalton Wasserman of Pro Football Focus, Harston is poised to make a much-needed immediate impact in Buffalo's secondary. The Bills' cornerbacks last year ranked 22nd in PFF coverage grade, and most of that success came from Christian Benford alone. But Harston brings an impressive resume. Over his last 2 college seasons, he earned a stellar 84.8 coverage grade and was 3rd in the FBS with 5 interceptions in 2023. The guy's a playmaker, plain and simple. He's expected to start opposite Benford, with Taron Johnson locking down the nickel. That's a young, athletic trio with big potential. Exactly what this defense needed after giving up 28 passing touchdowns in the regular season and another 4 in the playoffs. Here's the bottom line. The Bills are built top to bottom for sustained success. On offense, Josh Allen remains one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. The offensive line is intact. The backfield has depth. And the receiving core, now featuring rookie Keon Coleman, is evolving with explosive upside. On defense, they've retooled with Bosa, Harston, and a healthy rotation of emerging stars. There's speed, there's depth, and now there's also a hunger to fix what went wrong last season. And don't overlook the culture. Sean McDermott has instilled a mindset of toughness and accountability. This is a team that knows what it takes to win in the regular season. The next step? Breaking through in the playoffs. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. Dominating the division is still step one, and the Bills are in prime position to do it for a 6th straight year. Let's set the scene. Day 3 of the 2025 NFL Draft. The Bills are on the clock with a 170th overall pick. No one expects fireworks at this stage of the draft, but Buffalo fans know this front office has a history of finding hidden gems late. And with that pick, the Bills selected Jordan Hancock, a versatile DB from the reigning national champion, Ohio State Buckeyes. Now, nobody's out here saying Hancock is going to be the next Taron Johnson tomorrow. That wouldn't be fair, and it wouldn't be realistic. But here's the thing. Taron Johnson himself was a day 3 pick out of a small school. And now he's one of the best slot corners in the game. Sometimes the next big contributor doesn't come in the first round. Sometimes he's hiding in plain sight on day 3. So, what's the scoop on Hancock? Standing at 6 feet tall, Hancock played multiple roles in Ohio State's secondary. He's not the flashiest guy on the field, but he's physical, aggressive, and incredibly versatile. The Bills are already looking at him as a nickel safety, which opens the door for him to be moved around, just like Cam Lewis has done in recent seasons. GM Brandon Beane made it clear. We're looking at him as a nickel safety. So more in that camp, the way we've used Cam Lewis but could play outside. That's huge. Because let's be honest, in Sean McDermott's defense, versatility is gold. If you can tackle, cover, and adjust on the fly, you're going to find a role and you're going to see the field. Here's where it gets even more exciting. Bills fans, Jordan Hancock is about to learn from one of the best in the business, Taron Johnson. Our guy Taron was named 2nd team All-Pro in 2023, and he's still under contract through 2027. He's not going anywhere. He's a leader, a tone setter, and the heart of our nickel package. But think about this. By bringing in Hancock, the Bills are playing chess, not checkers. They're not just preparing for now. They're investing in the future, developing a potential heir to Johnson's role before the need becomes urgent. That's how winning franchises operate. Even Hancock himself is embracing the role of understudy. During rookie minicamp earlier this month, he told reporters, safety, some nickel. We're going to see, but I just want to create value to the team. Love that mindset. That's exactly the type of player we want in Buffalo. Let's get into the tape. Hancock isn't perfect. There are some concerns about his coverage consistency. But you know what? This defense is tailor-made to help players like him thrive. PFF. Analyst Trevor Sycamore broke it down on One Bills Live. For this defense, a good scheme fit as well as a talent fit. He can come down from depth. He can tackle you with some pretty good hitting power. I think he's built like an NFL slot. That's a strong endorsement, especially considering how physical McDermott expects his slot DBs to be. It's not just about coverage. It's about tackling, communication, blitzing, handling run fits. Hancock checks a lot of those boxes. And when you have a coach like McDermott calling the shots, you can mask weaknesses and let a player grow into his strengths. So, Mafia, how are we feeling about this? Do you agree that the AFC East still runs through Buffalo? Are the Dolphins, Jets, or Patriots even a threat at this point? And what are your expectations for Maxwell Harston in year 1? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I want to hear from you. And of course, if you enjoyed this breakdown and want to stay locked in all season long, smash that like button, hit subscribe, and turn on those notifications so you never miss a minute of the action. This is just the beginning of a very exciting season. Bills fans, let's go get that ring. Go Bills!